Welcome to the Self-Reliant Living Show, where we talk all about a self-reliant lifestyle to save money, live greener, eat healthier, and be prepared for anything so you can take care of the ones you love in good times and bad. I'm your host, Jennifer Osich, a homeschooling mom of 3 boys. I'm the author of the Preparedness Planner series, and my husband and I are the lead teachers of Self-Reliant School, a website dedicated to giving you the skills and confidence to take care of yourself and your community. Be sure to stop by and pick up your free videos from inside Self-Reliant School that will get you started growing, cooking, and preserving your own food today. You can pick these up at selfreliantschool.com/free. Now, on with the show. Hi, and welcome to the Self-Reliant Living Show. I am so glad that you could join us. If you're just joining us, please leave me a comment. Let me know you can hear me, see me. We're going to be talking about organization today. Let me know if you have a favorite system, and let me know in the comments. Okay, so just a little bit of housekeeping really quick. We are on several different platforms. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube for the replay. You can download this show as a podcast. You can just listen in your earbuds from iTunes. And then we are also on Periscope most weeks. It just depends. Sometimes we have some technical difficulty. This is a live show, so if we drop off for any reason, rest assured that you can get the replay at selfreliantlife.tv. Okay, so we're on every Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern and 10 a.m. Pacific. Then if you want to go to the show notes for this particular show that will have all the links and everything that I talk about, you can go to selfreliantlife.tv/047. So if you are on Facebook, please share this. This helps us get into the feeds of like-minded people. Then if you're on YouTube, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Then if you are right there on the show notes page, you can comment below, and I hope that you do. Okay, so let me introduce myself really quick. My name is Jennifer Osich, and I'm the author of the Preparedness Planner series. And then my husband and I teach gardening, cooking, and preserving skills through our blog and our membership at selfreliantschool.com. So welcome to the Self-Reliant Living Show. And I'm hoping that I can see comments here. Tracy, yes, I'm so glad that you're here this week. Wonderful to see you as well. Okay, so we are going to jump into this in just 1 second here. I'm getting my notes that seem to be not the right ones. So I'm going to quickly change, and hopefully I can get the right ones here. But we're going to talk about organization. We're going to talk about how to organize your preps. So the first thing we want to do is we want to talk about the difference between preparedness and hoarding, because sometimes I think that the lines are blurred there between what is somebody who is a hoarder and then somebody who prepares. So I'm getting my notes here. Hopefully these are the correct ones. And no, they are not. Okay, so let me go one other place and try and get my notes. Anyway, hoarding. So the definition of hoarding is when somebody is gathering things and they have an unnatural connection to them and it interferes with their life. So here we go. I got my notes here. So it interferes with their productivity. It interferes with their living space. It interferes with their life. They cannot function, right? And it also affects the people that are around them, the people that they live with, right? So somebody who is a hoarder is somebody who is not really interested in preparedness per se. I mean, they might start out that way, but the thing is, hoarding is different than putting things up for a later date. So that's one definition of hoarding. And then another one is when there is a crisis and there's only so many of whatever to go around, things are rationed. Then if somebody goes and say there are bottles of water and only, you're only allowed one case per family or something, somebody who's hoarding water might be taking all of the water that's available. So several cases, more than just what their ration is for. So that would be another sort of definition of hoarder, right? Well, there is a difference between that and putting up preps. Okay, so putting up preps is something that you would do in case of an emergency or in case you need them for whatever reason that comes along. You could have a personal emergency with a loss of income or something like that. It doesn't have to be a major disaster. It could be just something that's happening in your life. Maybe there's a death in the family and you need extra time to do different things. I mean, there's a lot of things that happens when somebody dies, and so you need time, right? And you can't get to the grocery store, you can't cook, you can't do whatever it is that you normally do, and you have things put aside, put up for those kinds of things that happen to you. Okay, so, but the difference I want to talk about right here is that in that emergency situation, I was talking about somebody who's hoarding water, right? Who's taking the water that's scarce away from the people who need it. Somebody who's prepared is not doing that. They're not taking anything out of the supply chain when it's scarce, right? They're just kind of taking what they might need for a later date, but not making anyone else suffer. So I wanted to sort of make that distinction so that we can understand sort of the difference between hoarding and prepping, because they really are two different things. And we're going to get into a little bit more of the differences here in a minute. But, okay, so I think that the ultimate prep is knowledge and skills, for sure. Now, that being said, there are certain items, food storage and other things that you may put up for a rainy day, for whenever you might need them. And this goes along with not just if you need them for a disaster type scenario, but also, buying things on sale, like batteries and other consumables that are a good price at the time, and then you can put them up for when you need them later. Okay, so, but that being said, with skills and knowledge, there are a few things that you're gonna obviously put up, and that they're gonna be physical things, right? And you'll need to find a place for them. So I've got some tips about how to organize those things. And I am looking at the comments and making sure that I am not missing anyone. Hi, Randy. Okay, so Randy says, I always keep in the back of my mind helping as many people as possible with my preps. I love that. That's great. And we're going to talk about that too in just a second. Okay, so the first thing that you should do, especially if you have no organizational system at all. We're starting from scratch here, right? Maybe you don't even like the one you have. Maybe you haven't kept it up, all of those things. Okay, so the first thing is to take stock of what you have, right? So take an inventory, not just look around, but actually take things down off of the shelf and actually write things down so that you have an inventory of what you have. Okay, so that's going to be for everything, not just food, but for seeds, for gear, for things that go in your bug out bag, all of those things. Because when you take an inventory, that's going to save you time and money, right? Because you're going to know what you have so you don't rebuy it, or you don't get in a situation where you need something and you have to pay top dollar or the top price for it. You could maybe look for it on sale or something like that. Okay, so that's the number one tip. Number two tip is to make time to clean and organize. And I think this goes across the board for anything, not just preparedness. But the thing is that it's wonderful to get all of these things, and the thing is they don't organize themselves. I would love that. I would love things to just come in and I could just put them on a counter and they would organize themselves, but they don't. And the thing is, a lot of us don't make time in our day or our plan, our preparedness plan, to actually go through and organize and clean, because if you have things that are put up, they're going to be, get a little bit dusty, or they're going to need to be, reorganized or shuffled around at some point. So you have to actually make time in the whole process, in the whole, system to do that. So you have to actually set time aside for that. Okay, so, because house, especially if you don't have a lot of room anyway, is you don't want to have a house or a home that's cluttered and dusty. You want to be able to be proud of your house, right? And you want to have your things put away. Okay, so here's another one that kind of goes along with that. It's kind of the next step, right? So the next one is make room for your preps. Okay, so you have to be a little practical here, for sure. And I am just looking to see about comments here, and I'm so thrilled that you are here. I would love to hear comments, so keep those going. I'm hoping that I'm getting them all. Facebook is just a little bit delayed sometimes, but hopefully I am seeing everything. And if I don't, like I said, I will definitely go back later and answer all questions and comments. So I just love that you are here. This is my favorite time of the week where I get to spend some time with you guys. Okay, so this goes along with making the time to organize, right? You have to actually make the space. And like I said, you have to be practical because not all of us have just endless space. Okay, so you need living space. You need that to not be cluttered or anything like that. So you're going to have to find space for things. And then you're going to have to sort of balance that between, okay, do I really need this if I can't find a space for it? Because it's going to take up valuable real estate in your home. So that's something that you really have to consider when you're buying things, when you're planning things out, and also in your organizational system. Okay. There are lots of different places that maybe you haven't thought of to store things. There is even some ways to make furniture into sort of storage furniture, right? You store things inside your furniture and then you can use them as benches or tables or whatever. And there's a lot of ideas on how to do that, all over the place. But that's something that if you haven't considered it, is something that you might consider, especially if you have limited space in your closet and things like that. Okay, so you can store things in under the bed. You can store things in your attic. One thing I would caution you about, though, if you are going to put things in your attic, is temperature control. Because I know in our attic we don't have a temperature control, so it's just whatever the temperature is outside. And here in Texas, it can be extreme. It can get way up into the hundreds. Well, I shouldn't say way up. To me, it's way up. 103 is way up into the hundreds, but it can get into the hundreds. And then in the wintertime, it can get down, into the 20s. So there's extreme changes in the temperature, and then those are sort of extreme temperatures as well. So you wouldn't want to put your food storage in your attic, but you need to look at your different preps and decide what things can go in a place like that does have those extreme temperature changes and then extreme temperatures on top of that. But like I said, you never want to put your food storage or your water storage in a place like that. So a shed wouldn't be a good idea for food storage either. Okay, so the next one is don't store things that are non-prep items. Okay, so some people might need to really sit down and look at the things that they're storing. How many Christmas decorations do you have? Are you ever going to get back to whatever hobby that you haven't picked up in however many years, and you're storing all of the different things that you need to do that? Do you really need all of the books that you have? That sort of thing. So this is not, a rocket science or anything. It's just really taking stock of the things that you have and how they're serving you. Is that really an asset to you to have that in your home? And so if you store things that are not preps, they really, really need to serve you well and be something that is worth the real estate that they're taking up in your home. Okay, so if they're not, and I have this written down, if they're not serving you now, they're probably not going to in an emergency. So that's just something to consider. Okay, so here's something that I've already mentioned, and let me see, there's a bunch of people commenting, but it's like this, I can see one comment at a time. I can't see them all. So anyway, I'm thrilled that you are here, and I want to hear your opinion on some of these things because they might be different than mine, and I'd love for you to add to the conversation. Okay, so the next one is get a system, right? Get a system for your storage. So what do I mean by this? Well, it can be just as simple as labeling things. If that's something that you haven't done in the past, labeling things is a really helpful thing. It's helpful not only for you and your own memory, but it's helpful to other people in your family, especially when you tell them, oh, go get this, or I need this, or can you look at these, or whatever. They will know what you're talking about because you'll have things labeled, right? So that's a simple system, right? But there's also other things to do. You can go ahead and you can have a color coding system. So you could have maybe light sources like flashlights and glow sticks and things like that have one color, and then you could have consumables like toilet paper and paper towels and things like that have another color. It just depends on what is going to work for you. So you need to have something that's going to work for you and not make it overcomplicated. Okay, so the way that I organize things is I like transparent containers so I can see what's in them. And so that's something that you might think about. And then, whatever system you do decide to use, make it something that you're going to be okay with, to be comfortable with, and to actually do. Okay, so here's one that I'm guilty of because I don't do this as much as I should, but this is a great idea. And that is to make a map of your props. Like, where are they stored? Especially if they're not stored in one central location, which they really shouldn't be. But the thing is that if you have them all over your house, kind of like I do, then you can make a map, and that will help you so much with being able to find them and other people finding them as well. So to make a map of everything, and that's going to take some time. So I would maybe do it when you're doing an initial inventory, and then you can put things where you want them and start your map, and then as you add things, then you can add to your inventory and your map. Okay. So another one would be to go ahead and create your own kits. Like if you have a bunch of medical supplies, go ahead and make a first aid kit, or make a kit for when the power goes out. What are the things that you need when the power goes out? So you can quickly grab those, and that would make organization that much easier because you already have the things you need where you have them. So and that's just an idea. It may not work with every organizational system, but it works for some people. I like things that way too. I like, okay, for this situation, I need this box. For this situation, I need this box. So that is an idea. Okay, so and here is another one that is harder to do, and that is to rotate your, especially food storage, right? Rotate. You've got to get a system where you're rotating that if you want a healthy food storage, because if you're not doing that and you're just letting the food sit there for years and years and years, even though it says it's going to be good in 20 years, it might not be, right? And is the company going to be around in 20 years where you can go and say, hey, this sat on my shelf for 20 years and I just took it off and it doesn't taste that good. So if you are in a habit of rotating your food storage, then it's going to be healthier, it's going to serve you better, and you won't have to, in 20 years, you won't have a surprise, or in less of a time, maybe you won't have a surprise that it's like, oh, well, this company said it would last, but it doesn't taste good. Okay. So, and then I would encourage you to not only rotate your food, but also your other consumables, because, a lot of paper products, they get old, they turn colors, they turn a darker color, and they're just not very attractive to use. Sometimes they don't work as well, things like that. So you need to have a rotation for not only your food storage, but your consumables. And then things like batteries, because batteries will lose a charge after a certain time. So you definitely want to have a rotation system in place for those. Okay, so I am just looking here, making sure. Okay, Lynette says she's at a gas station now. Okay, but she's just listening, not watching. Okay, that's fine. I'm so glad you're safe. Okay, so here's another one that I hear about a lot. I used to do this a little bit more than I do now. I mean, we sort of, it happens to us, the best of us, but don't store what you don't eat. Right? So now there may be some things that happen in your life. Maybe, you've got a lot of wheat stored and all of a sudden you find out that you have a gluten sensitivity. So, that wheat's not coming out of your storage to get into your rotation as much as it probably should. But in general, right, if you know for sure that you don't like something, or, that's just not healthy, or whatever the case may be, don't store it. Don't even bring it into your house, because, during your rotation, that's not going to be the healthiest thing for you. Even if it was, okay, an emergency situation, which most of those things would be, but we're hoping for the best, right? We're hoping that we don't have that emergency situation. We're hoping that we put it into our rotation. And so that's the way we want to think about using it. Like I said, that it would be fine in an emergency situation, but the healthier thing that you're used to would be an even better choice in an emergency situation. So definitely don't store what you don't eat. And if you already have something, something has happened, you don't care for it anymore, or you've gotten a sensitivity to it, or food allergies or whatever, then you can find a way to maybe trade it with somebody, or cook it, bring it out of your storage and prepare it, maybe with a wheat, maybe make some bread for neighbors or your community or something like that, and then get it out of your food storage so that you can store the things that you do eat. Okay, so the last one is, and I'm making sure I can see all the comments here, the last tip I have is, and it does that when I touch it, the comments go away. That's not good. Okay, so the last one is keep things in their place. And I'm guilty of this, because I'll take something out and then I'll get busy and I won't put it back right away. And then pretty soon I have an island in my kitchen. So I have this cluttered island that is just, I have to stop and put everything away, right? So if you keep things in their place and put things back as you go, then you're going to have a good organizational system, and it's going to serve not only you, but everybody who uses it, right? The other members of your family. So the organizational system is only as good as the person organizing, right? So if you've got everything not in its place, you don't really have any organization. So that just kind of goes with the territory there. You've got to take the time to go back and actually put things back in their place. Okay, so I know some of those are, kind of common sense, but oftentimes, I need a reminder. So I just thought that you might enjoy me coming on and actually sharing those things with you, because like I said, I know I need reminders constantly of those things, especially when I get overwhelmed and I'm looking around going, oh, we need to have some cleaning days or some organization days. And so if you do it a little bit each day, and if you have a system, it's going to go much, much easier. Okay, so I want to extend an invitation to you. I want to invite you to a challenge that I am hosting. It's a preparedness 9-day challenge. And it started this week, but even though it's already started, I want to rest assured that you can see each day, because at the end of the page where the challenge is posted and at the end of the email that I send out, I have the links to the previous days. And not everybody can move through it a day at a time, and some people want to move through it a little bit faster. So I want to extend an invitation to you to join. I want to tell you just a little bit about it. It's completely free. It's for 9 days. We're doing it in real time. So I'm actually shooting the videos and they go up that night. And then we have challenges for you, preparedness challenges that I actually challenge you to go and do something to help you along in your preparedness. And here are some of the things that we're talking about. We've talked about food storage, we talk about water, we talk about bug out bags, we're going to talk about security, we're talking about the importance of preparedness. So there's a ton of things that we're covering in this challenge. And as a matter of fact, I just want to tell you guys this. I was talking to a friend the other day about this challenge, and she was looking at it and she was shaking her head like this. She said, I can't believe you're giving this away for free. She said, you really need to charge for this. And so but it's so hard for me to do that. I want to get this information out to you guys. This challenge has a ton of downloads, and you can even start with a book, a 22-page quick starting preparedness guide. And I will email that to you right away when you sign up. And then the downloads that come out each day are additions to that book. So it grows as you go through the challenge. So I would love for you to join me in that challenge. There's a lot of people in there right now. And like I said, it's free right now. I just can't promise that it will always be free. It is a ton of information. To join that challenge, you can go to selfreliantschool.com/prepper. Like I said, that's only for 9 days, and we are covering a lot of information, and we're giving out a lot of downloads. So I really hope that you take advantage of that and join me in there. Okay, and so I also want to take just a minute to tell you about an event that I'm hosting. And this is one of the most exciting events that we've ever hosted, because I actually went to a bunch of different friends of mine, authors, and I said, hey, could you put your book in this bundle, and so that we can get it out to people for a really reasonable price? And they said yes, sure, no problem. And so we're offering it at a 90% discount, because if you put all of the books together, if you were to go and buy them, they would cost over $300. And so we have this bundle, and we are selling it for $29.97. So it is just a phenomenal deal, and I would love for you to take advantage of it while it's still on sale, because it's only here for 6 days, and 1 day has already passed, so it's only here for 5 more days. So I would really love for you to take advantage of it. It's called the Prepper Bundle, and you can go to get your copy at selfreliantschool.com/pbundle. I had to remember the URL for that, because I wanted to make sure if you're listening on the podcast that it would be easy to remember. Okay, so I want just to talk a little bit more about the bundle, because I wanted to point out some things that are my favorites. Okay, So I have my notes here because there's so many things. First of all, it's 30 resources, like I said, and if you went and bought them individually, it would be over $300. Okay, so some of the authors I want to tell you about. One of them is my really good friend, Melissa K. Norris. I just love her, and I am so privileged to call her my friend. She has a seed saving course in this bundle, and if you ask me, that course is worth the entire price of the bundle. I would just pay for the bundle just to get this course because that's how good it is. Okay, so she has a course on seed saving, and it is great. It's fantastic. And this is something that you really should consider when you are thinking about preparedness, because it's going to save you money. It's going to allow you to have a broader diet in terms of being able to grow more things, because the varieties that are in the grocery store are so very limited. If you got seeds and you were able to grow things and then save the seeds from the things that you grow, your diet would explode in terms of variety. So this is a really important skill, I feel like, in the here and now. And then it's a great skill to know for whatever comes your way, right? You can save money doing it, and if there's a worst case scenario, you've got that knowledge tucked away, and hopefully some seeds too. Okay, also, Lisa Bedford, the survival mom, somebody that I look up to immensely. She has got a book in this bundle, and it is How to Organize Your Prep. So she's going to take everything we talked about here and take it to the next level. And this is a brand new book from her, and she put that in this bundle. So again, worth the price of the bundle. There is the Preparedness Planner Firearm Edition in this planner, so from Bill and I, and that is included as well. And then there is a video from Paul Wheaton about how to build a Cobb-style rocket mass heater. So that is an awesome find too, and that is in this bundle. Like I said, just those things, I think Melissa's course individually, but just those things, if you did not want to look at anything else in the bundle, just those things are well worth the price of $29.97. Okay, and I could go on and on about the books, because these people, like I said, they are my friends. I asked them, I said, please, can you put this in a bundle? We'll just sell it for a short time, but I want to get it into some people's hands for a really reasonable price. And it's just, I'm overwhelmed with the response. And so I'm so proud to host these wonderful, wonderful authors and wonderful people. They are living a preparedness lifestyle, so they know their stuff. But that's not all that is included in the bundle. You also get some bonus offers, and these are companies that I support. Most of them I have done blog posts about, and I have written about extensively, and that I truly support, and I use their products too. Okay, so the first one is Sun Oven, right? I love my Sun Oven. I love that. So if you don't have a Sun Oven yet, and you've been thinking about maybe buying one, go and check out the offer that is included in this bundle. Then also Maidon, my friend Renee from Maidon, she has got an offer in this bundle as well, so check that out. Then also there is an offer from Beyond Off Grid, from Jason, and he's been on this show before. Love Jason and what he's about and what he does. Then there's also a Scout Box discount for that is a monthly subscription that helps with, or you get, I should say, different things that will help you with preparedness and camping and things like that, so you can use them in the here and now. You can put some of the things that come in the box up. Just depends on what you get that month. I love subscription boxes. My kids have them. It is like the biggest, funnest thing to open one, because everybody gathers around and, oh, what did you get in there? So that is a fun thing. And so they have an offer in the bundle as well. So go and check that out. This, like I said, this bundle is got so many things in it that are well worth the price of the bundle, which is $29.97. Okay, so let me see. I'm looking at my notes because they are in a different format than I started out with. I'm making sure that I covered everything. I didn't. I forgot a really, really important one. Okay, so if you buy the bundle through my link, then I am going to give you a paracord bracelet. And so what you would do is you would buy the bundle, and then you would go to, and I have the link here, selfreliantschool.com/bonus. I had to remember there for a second. Bonus. And you will get this paracord bracelet. It comes in 4 colors. And Bill, could you pass me the one over there? I had it on my desk because we were taking pictures, and I got it. And we were taking pictures of them, and you can see there's 4 colors. This one is mine, and I am going to give you a paracord bracelet. All you need to do is go ahead and pay for or a small price for shipping. It's under $5, and then you get a paracord bracelet. And then there's 4 other colors that you can choose from. So yes, I'm going to give you this bonus just for buying the bundle through my link. So
are those the Walmart bracelets that are made in China?
No, they're not. They are handmade in the USA. And so they are the best quality. They're not going to fall apart on you. And they're beautiful. So, and do I have the other ones around here? I had more. Well, no, you can see the colors on the picture. Okay, yeah. So look at the colors on the picture, and those are the different colors that are available. And then, like I said, I have mine right here. And this is going to be our gift to you when you buy the bundle through our link. So, and after you buy the bundle, you could just go to selfreliantschool.com/bonus. But to get the bundle, go ahead and go to selfreliantschool.com/pbundle. Yes, I got all those URLs correct. And if you're watching on Facebook, I will put them in the post. And of course, I will put them in the show notes, so they will be there for you. And you can just go ahead and click on them, and that will make it easy for you. Okay, so to recap really quick, organization is really important when it comes to preparedness. You need a system to organize what you have so you can find it when you need it. Go ahead and take advantage of the 9-day challenge that is currently going on. There are so many downloads, guys. There's so many downloads. So you need to go and check those out and check out the challenges. Hopefully you're doing some of the challenges, and you will get back to me and let me know how those went. And then also, while you can, please take advantage of the prepper bundle, because that is going away very soon, and I would hate for you to miss out on that. Okay, so remember, being self-reliant is not just about you or being selfish. It is about taking care of yourself so you can take care of the ones that you love. Take care until we talk again. I'm so glad you could join me today. Here's what to do next. Head over to selfreliantlife.tv to pick up the show notes for this episode and to watch replays of older episodes. To go directly to the show notes for this episode, go to selfreliantlife.tv, and then without a space, type a / and then the number of today's episode. You can watch this show live every Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, live on Facebook or the Periscope app. Don't forget to stop by selfreliantschool.com/free to get your free Self-Reliant School videos that will help you get started living a self-reliant life. Also, if you're listening to this show as a podcast and you've liked what you've heard today, please subscribe through Stitcher, iTunes, or your favorite podcast app. If you're on a mobile device, just search for the Self-Reliant Living Show. If you're on a laptop or desktop, just go to selfreliantlife.tv/iTunes. And while you're there, please leave a review. I love to hear from you. You leaving feedback makes it easier for others that are interested in living a self-reliant life to find my podcast. Take care until we talk again.